wild when we found out just 2 weeks ago the company we're going to be talking about tonight just won the award. They're the world #1 brand in herbal products, and they're currently the #5 direct selling company. So some spectacular achievements the company has made that we want to share with you tonight. So we want to start off by saying that there's a great shift happening in the wellness industry as we speak. There's actually people are turning more to ancient modalities to solve problems in their modern life. And this is happening in all kinds of walks. People are turning to ancient philosophy, ancient healing secrets, ancient movement techniques like Tai Chi and Qigong, yoga, and many different shifts are going on. The same thing is happening in the wellness industry. There's a huge shift right now going on from traditional vitamins and minerals idea to what we call TCM approach. We know that right now all over North America, there's about 2/3 of people that are taking supplements. And that whole industry, the health industry, is expected to increase in the billions, becoming a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And it was interesting because I was watching Jack Ma. He's the founder of Alibaba, which is kind of the Asian equivalent to eBay. And he's become a billionaire. And he said, if anybody was to surpass him, he believes it would be in the healthcare industry, because he believes that the healthcare industry is going to be the next huge move. Harvard Business Review agrees with him. They actually did a study a couple of years back, and they analyzed a lot of different trends and companies that have spent millions of dollars in research. And what they did, they began to chart all these things out, and they identified that there was going to be 4 industries in the next 20 years. So in the next 20 years, I don't know how old you are now, but think in the next 20 years, there's going to be 4 major industries that are going to emerge. One of those industries that is going to emerge, according to Harvard Business Review, is Chinese herbal medicine, or what we call TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. Now imagine that. This is what's going to emerge. We're right at the front end wave, on the front end of that wave that is beginning to happen even as we speak. And so tonight we want to introduce you to a company that is on the leading edge. It's called INFINITUS Health. It's based out of Hong Kong, and this company is growing very dynamically. You see the picture in front of you is their new head office that they're currently constructing. An amazing piece of architecture here. It's extraordinary what they're building. This is about 500,000 square feet, I believe it is, that they're going to be putting together here. This is just one of their offices. INFINITUS has been around for about 25 years now, and they started with a very specific goal, and that goal was to focus on traditional Chinese medicine. And when you think about it, we didn't know a lot about traditional Chinese medicine because of the bamboo curtain that fell just, a couple of decades ago. We didn't know a lot about it. We knew that for thousands of years, the Chinese have had traditions of staying well, methods of exercise and movement that they've used to create health, but they also had developed something called TCM, or traditional Chinese medicine, that focused on watching nature and over the centuries using different herbs and herbal compounds and components and putting them synergistically together through empirical data and watching literally hundreds of thousands, even millions of people over the centuries have come out with some very astounding remedies. And so the focus of INFINITUS Health is really simple. We want to bring the ancient 2,500 year plus old TCM formulations. And I just want to stop there. When you think about having formulations that are over 2,500 years old, what's happened is this. They've only retained that which has worked. Anything that didn't work has been discarded. Anything that did work, they kept. It's retained. And so the reason that these formulations are here today, they've been retained because they work. They're efficacious. What Infinitus has done as part of their mission, not just bringing these ancient TCM formulations, but using the sacred extraction techniques so that the bioavailability, that the components stay together as they were designed to be in the same way that they've been used in the centuries beforehand. We're bringing these techniques to the world, and you're going to see why this has created such a huge pattern for growth. Infinitus Health started in 1992. It was established. And in 1994, they brought out a health tonic called Premium Nutrients for Better Health. And the bottles, if you lined up the bottles they sold between 1994 and 2014, if you lined them all up, they would go around the entire planet Earth at the equator 4 times. They've sold that many bottles. The reason they've sold that many bottles is because it works. It's been extremely effective. In 2005, they built a huge production base in Guangdong, and that facility is over 40 soccer fields big, cost them $500 million to build it. In 2014, they built another huge facility that is about 70 soccer fields big. They, just for the initial phase, they've already spent $250 million just on the initial phase. They're continuing to build that out. It was interesting because in 2015, they actually partnered up with Cambridge University in the UK and developed the Infinitus Research Center there. They put in millions of dollars into that research facility. And then in 2016, last year, they co-founded the Li Kum Shung Center for Health and Happiness in Harvard. And they're also partnered up with MIT and Stanford University, as well as a large number of universities and research centers in China, Hong Kong, and across Asia. So these are the giant steps that have been taken by Infinitus in just the last 25 years. And here is a couple of their headquarters. And these aren't like some companies I've seen them show buildings where, you know, they show these huge towers and they're actually in a corner office in one of the floors. These buildings are owned by Infinitus. Here's one in Hong Kong, the Infinitus Plaza, downtown Hong Kong, huge facility. Head office in China, in Guangdong. Again, another huge facility. And they have offices in Malaysia, Taiwan, Singapore. And here, as I mentioned, is the new head office for Infinitus, which is just a spectacular piece of architecture set in the infinite loop, kind of like a figure 8, set to symbolize the infinite health, the art of real limitless living. Infinitus literally means no limits. And that's the way they think about our health. When I began to look at Infinitus, being around the industry for a while, one of the first things that the knee-jerk reactions that I had was, oh, this is from Hong Kong and China. I'm not interested in any products coming from there because they're dirty. That was my conceived idea. And so as I began to look into it, I began to look into some of the technology and found out this company is taking care of everything right from the farm to your hand. Just one of the products I'll share with you in a few minutes, they do over 2,576 tests on that one product before it ever reaches you. They're tied in with all the standard regulatory processes of ISO 9000, ISO 22000, ISO 2528, huge regulatory testing, but they ensure the quality and efficacy of the raw materials with their source control. They even control the fertilizers that are used on the farm. They have a symbiotic relationship with the farmers where they train the farmers how to care for the soil, how to tend it so they maximize the potency of the raw materials. this company literally takes care of everything right from the inception, the seedling, until the finished product. And of course, they've got a huge R&D team. There's over 3,000 people in the supply chain and R&D team working with Infinitus. So you talk about the merging of East and West in research and development. Is the research and development is not just in China, Hong Kong, but it's also across the United States and the UK as well, now as they just opened another research center or partnered with a university in Paris as well. So they're doing it in France. So they're totally tied into international standards, the GMP, good manufacturing process. They've got all the certifications, accreditations, and they've passed all the inspections like FAPIS for heavy metal testing. So what I found out was there's no heavy metals. There's no pesticides, herbicides, molds, any kind of contaminants in these products. I know for us living here in Canada, when they shipped the products into Canada, they had to send them to independent laboratories where they did testing, and they found out that these products were absolutely squeaky clean, just as was quoted by the manufacturer. And of course, because integrity that the company has, they've won some global recognition. As I mentioned, they are and do have an alliance with MIT, Cambridge, CNRS University in Paris, Diderot, the Lee Kum Kee Happiness Center in Harvard, and many others, the Beijing TCM University as well. But as I mentioned, they've been recognized now as the world #1 brand in herbal products. And it was funny because I was talking to a friend just before the call, and he said, "Hey, Rob, I just looked at one company that is so familiar to us here. I won't mention the name. I don't want to call out any companies, but they're a huge company." And he said, "I was looking at their statistics of where they are all over the world, and they're doing about $50 million a year in total global sales, which is huge. But you take a company like Infinitus, they're doing $5 billion. They're doing 100 times that. And one of the key areas of that, they're doing that in 5 markets. They're doing that in Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and China. Just 5 markets right now. They're just getting ready to break out into the world. And of course, the science that they work with it's recognized, this core technology. Infinitus really started this whole polysaccharide research and what they call compound polysaccharides. You might have heard of beta glucans and different elements of polysaccharides, but they have a very unique technology to form compound polysaccharides, which actually makes them 4 times more potent than normal polysaccharides. And of course, this has been researched how important polysaccharides are for the future of our health. It's been quoted in Scientific American and Science magazines all over the world. So we're dealing with core technology that works. The main flow of Infinitus works in 3 basic areas. They talk about Qi, that's spelled QI. Qi is that vital life force, that energy or that flow of life in your body, the life force. And the focus of traditional Chinese medicine is as you strengthen the Qi, it helps defend the body against invading pathogens. Number 1. Number 2, they focus on the yin yang. The yin yang is the 2 opposite forces in the universe. And the TCM belief is that illness is caused by an imbalance of those of the yin yang. And so what happens as you bring the yin yang into balance, wellness is created. And then the third concept is Zhang Fu, which is the repair and the regeneration of our internal organs. So all our products are focused on those 3 areas. The first one I want to mention to you is PU'ER tea. This is a unique tea that is actually fermented for 10 years. And in that fermentation process, it loses the caffeine, but it has all kinds of benefits of gut health. It helps to reduce blood lipids. So if you're familiar with fats in the blood. It helps to reduce the cholesterol level. It aids in digestion. We love having this after a meal. It really helps your digestive system. Of course, one of the biggest problems for North Americans is we have, I grew up with a dad that had Tums all the time. I can remember my dad always having a bottle beside his bed for heartburn and indigestion. This aids in digestion. It functions as a very strong antioxidant. And I've had people tell me, Rob, I just take the tea and I just sit quietly and it just calms and relaxes me. And a lot of people just have a little time of meditation when they're drinking the tea, and they find that even enhances the benefits from the product. Recently, the company won what would be called an Oscar award. It was awarded a Silver Quality Award in 2015, beating out more than 2,700 entries from over 1,000 companies from 82 countries, called the Monday Selection, known as the Oscars of product quality. Awarded the Silver Quality Award, and it also noted that it was free from pesticides, heavy metals, ensuring peace of mind over traditional tea brewing. Number two, I want to talk to you a little bit about premium nutrients for better health. This is an immune modulating product and really deals with your defense system. And there's a very unique and advanced extraction technology used to pull different herbal ingredients together, and they're put together, and this helps to modulate the immune function to prevent infectious disease. It helps to support and clean the liver. The liver is so important. So you're looking for healthy liver function. This supports that, helps to control blood glucose or sugar levels, helps to reduce inflammation. This is a major problem for a lot of people. It functions as a system enhancer for all the organs of the body. And then thirdly, I want to go on to the Royal Lingji spectacular mushroom product. And these are high potency ingredients from the red Lingji mushroom. Some people know it as Ganoderma lucidum. It's got so many health benefits to it. It helps to replenish your vital force, reinforce the liver and the kidney. Some amazing benefits here. Prevent infectious disease and prevents tumor metastasis, helps to reduce hypertension or high blood pressure, helps to reduce and prevent atherosclerosis, stimulates the function of probiotics. Just so many amazing areas where it supports the liver, the kidney, the lungs, the spleen, the heart. All these ingredients come from the very best authentic origins. And now we're taking this, the company is now launching globally from North America. We're going to go into Canada, the United States, Mexico, and then take this around the world. Just so you know, over the last 15 years, the company has grown more than 140 times. Matter of fact, last year and 2015, they became China #1 direct selling company. This company is on fire right now. And what I love about that is Brenda and I are passionate about health. If we want to share TCM, this traditional Chinese medicine, with other people, and INFINITUS now is rewarding people and partnering with affiliates to take these products around the planet. They've decided the best way to achieve their mission of taking TCM around the world is to partner with regular folks like us, reward us in a special program. We call it the Freedom Plan. It's the INFINITUS reward system where they help us create not only health, but happiness and affluence. Really excited about what we got going. It's easy to get started with INFINITUS. This is what Brenda and I did. We got started on these 3 core products, and we fell in love with the whole concept of TCM, of building our immune system, building up the chi, that life force within us through these 3 simple products. $199 Canadian gets you started. When you purchase these 3 products, you get the full 3 products, a 1 month supply of each product, plus you get a membership in the company so you can participate in the affiliate reward system if you like and begin to earn financial rewards, which is the part of their whole philosophy that we want to help people achieve health, happiness, and affluence. I want to encourage you to get back to the person who invited you tonight, and we want to invite you to partner with us to take these ancient formulas to the world. You can learn more by going to www.infinitushealth.com. I want you to know you're here at the very beginning. We're just starting in North America, and then we go to the world. Thanks for taking your time with us. This is Rob Whitty wishing you all the very best. We'll look forward to getting back together again real soon. Until then, have yourself a wonderful evening. Thanks for being with us tonight, everybody.